everybody. Welcome to Word Game Breakfast. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm the podfather of gaming, Stephen Buonocore.
And he's here.
In person!
Here!
Ow, stop hitting me. Oh,
That wasn't me. You got somebody at your door.
Okay, so normally we would actually like to have him here all the time, but you live almost 2 hours away.
Yeah, solidly hour and a half.
Well, when you drive the way you do, yes. For me, it's 2 hours. I drive like a grandma.
And we got to have you guys up actually real soon, because our modeling finally is done. And the game table is coming in.
There.
I'll be there in 3 hours.
You drive slow, obviously.
He walks really fast.
Wow, yes. I run there, I guess.
Dice Tower
I
party.
still wouldn't make it.
At Buonocore's house.
All
Okay,
right.
so folks who are watching, today is a very busy day. When we're done with this, we're going straight to a Q&A about the cruise.
Yes.
And then at 2 o'clock, me and Mr. Buonocore are going to be joined by Jason Levine. We're going to be talking about top 10 games we'd like to see reprinted.
Ooh, it's a who's who of knowledge.
Oh.
That was not sarcastic. You're laughing. I meant it.
I wasn't laughing. I was smiling benignly.
Well, see, reprints about older games usually, so I'm an expert in everything old.
It was kind of an old dude's dig.
Old
Okay.
dude's dig?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
You're right.
Welcome to Board Game Breakfast. We have a Kickstarter going on right now. If you want to back it, check it out at DicetowerKickstarter.com. One of the stretch goals is Buonocore's Wrong video.
Yeah, that was
Which, to
done.
be honest, I would probably do for free.
That was done without my knowledge or consent. He used my name and everything like that. So
lot of lies being spoken right now.
My lawyers,
Here's the
Dewey,
thing you
Cheatham,
don't
and
know.
Howe are on their way.
Here's what you don't know. That video is going to be sponsored by Stronghold.
God, that's good. Probably
I'm
will.
actually going to email them and ask them. Because
They
that would
will.
be so
They
worth
will.
it.
I'm sure they will. I'll get them to do it.
All right, well, we got a lot of things going. A game show's coming up in just a bit, and then the news, so let's get started.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Happy breakfast. Today we are looking at Yamatai. Hope I pronounced that right. This is the Days of Wonder game, 2 to 4 players. This is a drafting and route building game. It's very pretty, but for me, I have to say it's my least favourite Days of Wonder game. I'm sorry.
Controversial.
Sorry.
Basically, the idea with this game is that you draft some cards to get yourself certain colours of ships, and then you play those ships out onto the board in routes around the islands, trying to claim tokens off the islands, and then ultimately build on the islands. You have to place certain colour ships around the island to claim that island, and then build the building that suits that colour sequence. Very tricksy, and I
very
think
AP for me.
the reason I think you didn't like it was because you kind of set yourself up to build by taking a token off an island, because you have to have an island cleared to build on it. So you set yourself up by taking the island token
Setting the
off.
ships up in the right colour,
That's
ready
right.
to pounce.
And then the other person, so me in this case, takes the building opportunity, and I can see why it's kind of you can't set yourself up and then take the go in the same turn. And it might be because it's a 2-player game that we've been playing, and maybe it works differently as 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to know, actually. Let us know.
There's a lot of things you can do as well, isn't it? You can swap ships, buy ships, and all these different cards with special powers and things you can do. It's very.
There's a lot going on, and it's just that fact that you can't seem to set yourself up and take that setup in the same go.
Yeah.
And then it seems also to us that it's been surpassed by 5 Tribes as well. So
Yes.
it's a great game to have on the shelf, and I like
One
it.
proviso is I did have COVID when I was playing it, so I might have just been annoyed with the whole world, and I was just annoyed by it.
That's very
But
true.
it's very true.
Yeah.
But for me, I think I put it as my least favourite Days of Wonder.
Fair enough, and there you go, take it
Solid.
under advisement. But yeah, we'd like to know what you think. Is it better, a bit higher
Is it
player
just
count?
me?
So yeah. Or is it just COVID breath? Okay, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much for watching.
Bye.
Take care.
Hey board gamers, BJ from Board Game Gumbo here, back on the breakfast. The holidays are over, and you only have 11 months left to plan for those next year's celebrations. Don't fret, you've got plenty of time to pick up a game I can recommend to you right now. Papayu is a trick-taking game, but there's a twist. You don't always want to win the tricks as you're playing the hands. There are 4 main suits. We have your typical hearts, and clubs, and spades, and diamonds. But there's a 5th suit, and these are the Papayu cards. They are black with red numbers, just to remind you that these are the cards you really don't want to get at the end of the hand. Someone's going to play a lead card, and then everyone has to follow that suit. So for instance, if I played the 2 of diamonds, everyone else would have to play a diamond if they have it in their hand. If not, they can play any card they want, and they will probably play some of the bad cards. There's some lanyap in this game. We roll the die, and the die shows what that round the Papayu card will be. All of the 7 cards in the deck from each of the different suits. This card that matches that one will become worth 40 points. At the end of the round, when everybody's played all of their cards, we count up to see how many points have been scored. Hey, so that's Papayu, a trick-taking game, but boy, there's so many twists to it. You got that lanyap with the die roll that changes the big 40-point card every time. You got lots of laughter and interactivity as everybody is playing cards and trying to figure out who's going to drop the big 20-point or 19 or 18-point hammer. And of course, the game goes really downhill for whoever's winning those tricks in the last 2 or 3 hands. Until next time, laissez les bon temps rouler.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're going to be doing a little 10 for 10 game show here. We've had a lot of talk recently of modern classics.
We have been saying that a
Coming
lot.
up, modern classics. So today, we are going to be battling over some modern classics. I'm going to go ahead and put these out here.
Ooh, I like Battleship. I like Risk.
Risk, Twister, they're faded a little bit, but that's because they rub against each other. Mastermind, the game of life. Connect 4, Clue, Trouble,
Wow.
Sorry, and Boggle.
These are modern classics.
Modern classics.
Really?
And for your pursuits here, the more modern, the better. I would consider all these classics, but you want it to be a modern classic. Eventually, a game is just too old, as is a person. So
Interesting.
So you guys are going to be drafting these. You can only take something that is fully open. Okay?
Oh, so we have to draft here.
You have to take one of these, and as soon as something's fully open, you can take it. Just like every time, you're going to take one and either keep it or give it to the other person. And as soon as anybody has 5, the other player gets the others. Then on the back, there will be a number between 10 and 1. The 10 goes to the newest game in the bunch. So you want
10's the best.
10's the best, and it's the newest game in this bunch of classics. The oldest one is a 1, and you want to avoid that. That's it. You're going to sum up your total.
Wow.
On the backs of the cards, whoever has the highest total has a good nose for modern classics. Tom, red light, yellow light. We're going to defer to you.
He goes first.
Well, yellow light before red light.
If it helps at all,
You're the red hand.
if it helps at all, having a clue here. Well, I have a clue.
They all look like they're about the same year.
I actually am pretty sure I know when Twister came out of all the games.
Okay, well, I don't want to know why.
What
Twister
were
was
you
made
doing
popular.
in college?
No, Twister was made very Twister was made very popular for a specific reason. I'll talk about that later. All right.
let's
He has
not. How about we
knowledge. He
don't talk about
has knowledge.
So I want new ones.
You want the newest
The
one
newest
of
is
these
better.
4. But.
Or you can pick a particularly old one and give it to Buonocore if you think you'd know. Like,
Sure.
Oh, that's right. That's a strategy too. Pick the oldest one.
I'm gonna
throw it.
take Sorry and keep it.
all right.
Really?
Take
Hang on a second.
Sorry and keep.
Sorry.
There it is.
Are the points literally 10, 9, 8, 7? That's
Yeah.
the points are the number in order. Okay.
Just based on the year it was published, and this data is all from
And-
BGG. So if
wait.
it's wrong,
Okay.
they're wrong.
Okay.
I didn't open anything up for
What's
you.
it say? Trouble?
Trouble.
And Clue.
That's what you're looking for.
Trouble or a clue?
He doesn't have. Looking for his
He often
mind.
feels.
I am boggled by this entire thing. So
There you go.
I will take
Ooh,
boggle.
dad joke. Take 1d4 damage.
I will take boggle. I can't
You're
reach
taking
boggle.
it? There you are.
There we go. Can I look at the bottom? No.
Not yet. All right.
I
So Tom,
think-
now Connect 4 is available.
I know, and I think Connect 4, you would do well at that one. I think I'm going to give you
Really?
Connect 4. I don't know, actually, man.
Giving him Connect 4. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know, but I think all these games have been out longer than I'm alive. Like, I don't think...
Long time.
Okay, so the oldest is from 1929. The newest 1974.
So not.
Boom! All older than me. Can you say that?
Oh, that's right. That you are. I was going to say like, oh no, you've been alive for that, but no.
76.
No, obviously
I'm a
not.
bicentennial baby.
1961 is my year. 7/7/61.
1961.
That's my year.
Half of these came out after you were born.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously, they weren't popular, probably, but that's their publication date of half of these is after 61.
I'm looking for the newest ones. I think.
So again, right now he's got Clue and Trouble available, and he's already taken Boggle and Connect 4, and Sorry is Tom.
I'm giving Tom Clue.
He's giving you a clue.
No
Tom.
one who ever plays this game knows how to slide the cards. They're always like picking them up. Like, stop! You might show the back.
Fix the camera for just a second.
All right. We're gonna fix the camera. Hang on one second.
right.
This is so people can see the cards.
Oh my goodness.
my
Roy
goodness.
is climbed on the game table.
This is
And
every
he's-
day, Buonocore.
Every day he does this. Thankfully,
Every day he climbs
nobody
on the
sees
table.
this.
Dun, 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 dun,
Just so yours on the
Okay.
screen. All right.
Okay.
dun, dun, dun.
So you left me with no choice but to take Trouble.
And hand it to me or keep it.
Yeah, it's true.
I think I'm gonna give you Trouble.
You have been trouble my entire life. This is true.
All right, back to you, Buonocore. You've got Mastermind and the Game of Life, which to you are one and the same.
Mastermind
You're a sharp cat.
is obviously extremely old.
Well then you're getting the Game of Life.
I don't dislike that.
All right.
I'm okay with that, I think.
I know when the Game of Life.
Really? Okay.
I think.
You think you know when it came out?
Well,
Okay.
that lawyer called me about that one time. Remember?
About the Game of Life.
There was a dispute over who owned the Game of Life.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
All
Now
right,
we're
so you've
on
got Risk and Twister. Don't forget, as soon as somebody hits 5, everything else goes to the other player
Right,
automatically.
so if you take one, you're done, and I get the other 2.
If you're okay with that, then you can make that happen.
Oh, man. Wow.
And then instead of just having you guys reveal them, I'm actually going to go through the list, say the name, say the year, then the title, and you'll reveal that. I think we'll just go through them, let you see how
right.
well or how badly you did.
Oh, man, this is tough. I'm going to... No, that's got to be old. And that's probably... Oh, they're all old. Everything is too old. I'm going to give Tom... I'm going to pick Risk and give it to Tom.
I don't want Risk.
All right, Tom. This is it. You can basically pick who
Yes.
these both go to.
That's right.
Sure, I don't know when Battleship came out. It feels like there's a really old. There's that one with the son and the father, and the women are in the background doing the dishes.
Which is so terrible.
Yes, I know how to. All right, you're
It's
getting
a bad
Battleship.
one. Okay.
All right.
There we go, guys. So, starting from the
We're gonna turn yours a
oldest
little
one.
like this so people can see them.
Starting from the oldest one. This is the one you absolutely wanted to avoid, and yet someone took it and
Let me
kept
guess.
it.
Let me guess. So you said 1920 what?
1929, and this is one that
Life.
was taken by someone and they kept it.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yes.
Came out
Wow.
in 1929.
Sorry.
Very old game.
That was
Very
like my
old
first
game.
choice, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was.
The
Yes.
very first one.
I'm a dummy.
Followed up in 1931 by Battleship. So there you go, Battleship over
All right,
here.
back in the game.
You're back in.
At least
All right, we're good.
that wasn't something I gave myself.
There was a jump from 1931 to 1949 for Clue. That's when Clue came out.
Oh!
In 49.
I don't like this pattern. If
Yes.
it's the 4.
You notice the pattern here?
We jumped to 1959, this is the only one I knew that had come out in the late 50s. That's Risk.
Yeah.
This isn't looking good.
Risk followed only 1 year after that, 1960, The Game of Life.
Ooh, but I'm still in the lead.
1965, Trouble.
Oh,
Okay.
1966. So you knew this one. Twister.
Twister was made popular because of the Johnny Carson show. It wasn't selling well at all. And then Johnny
course.
Carson played with a model. I forget her name,
yeah,
whoever it
of
was.
course he did.
And then it sold.
And then people were like, oh, that's what Twister's for.
That's why. This is not a
There's no
children's
joke.
game.
That's really what happened.
Makes
This
sense.
is an
That
adult
makes
party
sense.
game.
I still don't want the 7. I wanted a 9 and 10
Okay,
there.
well, I'm sorry. All right, what do we got left? Boggle, Connect 4, and Mastermind.
That's got to be the oldest thing on left here.
1971 Mastermind.
There we go!
And you have Boggle in 72. Connect 4 is the newest.
Look
in
at this.
And I gave it to him, didn't I?
You gave him this and took
the
sorry.
one.
I assume Boggle, just for the technology of the whole like plastic thing, had to be a little bit closer
later,
to
right?
you know
That
what I'm saying?
plastic stuff was out a lot in the 60s, though. That's why I wasn't sure.
And Connect 4 again. Yeah, well, yeah, but 60s is not. It was kind of
No
at the top
excuse.
of the list.
I should lose just for this nonsense.
What's the score? Let me just get a score here, just make sure we understand.
What are you looking at?
This is 1932.
23.
32
A
to 23.
palindrome. No,
That's
not
beautiful.
palindromes,
The
backwards.
two I saw that I ejected from the list.
So-
Othello was much older than I thought.
Othello is very old.
1883.
Yeah.
And then another one I skipped because it was pretty new and I didn't realize it was that new. Jumping ahead 100 years, 1983 is when Jenga came out. Jenga's
That
not
I would have guessed it was older, actually.
Yeah,
Jenga.
from the
Jenga's a
80s.
new
It's
game.
You
from
should have
the-
thrown that in, and we would have been all like, wow.
Well, you already messed up with sorry, okay? You don't need any more trivia.
So what have we learned here? Buonocore knows all things old.
Okay, well, he
Right?
said it.
Winner! I
There you
lose.
go. Nicely done. Nicely done. Let's check out some contributors. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Amber from Board Game Blitz, and I have really awesome news for you because recently my kids actually played their first game, their first full game all the way through, taking turns and mostly playing by the rules. And what game, you ask? Well, it was Go Away Monster! Yay! This has been actually the first game of a lot of toddlers that I've known, so it was really exciting that it's also the first game of my kids, and I got to log a play. I logged their first play and their second and third. But in Go Away Monster, everyone has a player board like this with different shapes out, and each turn you're drawing shapes from a bag, like this, without looking. So you're feeling around trying to get these shapes to match up to the board. But if you ever draw a monster, which is not this, no. If you ever draw a monster like this, then you say, "Go away, monster," and you throw it onto the table, or like place it gently onto the table because you don't throw game components. So this is a really simple game for toddlers. It doesn't require like rolling dice and waiting for the answer because toddlers like cheating with that apparently. And it has good shape matching with the different shapes. Also in this version, the picture frames have different letters on them. There's 4 players, so four letters, A, B, C, and D, apple, bird, cat, and dog. So there's some letter learning there too. But yeah, Go Away Monster is a great first game for toddlers, and I'm really excited that my kids finally played through a full game together and wanted to play the same game, so that's exciting. Anyway, I'll keep you updated on future games that they play through, so until then, thanks for watching Board Game Blitz. Bye!
Hey, I'm Grant with Grant's Game Rex, and today I'm talking about the new game, Cultivate. This is not a game where you are cultivating plants or something like that. This is a game where you are playing as a cult leader and trying to cultivate followers. And I love that theme. It is silly and fun and unique. Does it come through in this game? Sort of. You're definitely cultivating followers. You're not really making them do anything cult-like. And if there's one thing I've learned about cults, it's that sort of doesn't cut it, okay? You gotta have the conviction of your own beliefs if you're gonna get other people to follow them. How are you gonna get other people to believe in Xenu if you don't believe in Xenu first? In Cultivate, I'm gonna play cards from my hand to recruit different types of followers to my compound. I wanna avoid getting investigators in my compound because they gum up everything. At the end of the game, I'm gonna score points for getting certain follower types into my cult and for completing any agendas by getting certain follower types into specific places in my compound. My favorite part about this game is the art style. It is full of this old school retro art that is really fun. There's also a lot of player interaction in this game. If you are someone that likes Take That, then this is a good game for you because it is full of Take That. You are constantly stealing other players' followers and messing with their boards, and I don't mind it because thematically it works, you know? There's also a lot of Take That in cults. You know, take that friendship and shove it aside. Take that opinion and shove it down. Take this punch and drink it. You know, cult stuff.
All right, let's take a look at the news. First of all, we have building blocks of tabletop game design. This is a new version of Jeff Engelstein's, who is actually visiting you in a week.
He's coming over my house he's down for a conference, and he's staying one night, and we'll have some fun.
I love the line here. It goes, an Encyclopedia Mechanism is widely considered the gold standard reference on board game mechanisms, as opposed to the vast array of other ones that exist.
So,
not a whole lot of anything else.
In all seriousness about this is like you said, second edition, so they've added a lot of stuff to this, and this book is a textbook of game design, and literally any game designer who's burgeoning wants to really understand things, you really need to own this book. It's amazing what's in this book.
I do like that it's called an Encyclopedia of
right.
Mechanisms, not mechanics. Just saying.
You like that?
There you go. Validated. Thank you.
I'm okay either way.
And we should mention Isaac Shalev is also.
Isaac Shalev and Jeff Engelstein. Yeah, please.
Sorry, Isaac. I don't mean to.
It was just a segue to say he's coming over my house before Tom Vassell has ever made it to my house. So he's going to be here next week.
All right. A new, smaller version of Too Many Bones is coming. I think this is the next trend we're going to start seeing. Remember there was a smaller version of Seventh Continent? Like a small version of...
Just enough bones.
And now this one here.
Gloomhaven did it, right, basically.
Bones.
Yeah, Gloomhaven, and now we're seeing Too Many Bones. That's a much smaller box.
Was it called, Roy, Just Enough Bones?
Yeah.
Nice.
But
Is that what it's called?
No, he's kidding.
and
No, they're calling it Baby Bones currently.
That does not sound right.
Hey, do you want to come see my baby bones? I'm like, we need to call the police.
explain to me, and maybe everybody else, is this the same game in a smaller format, or they're taking stuff out of it?
It says, according to designers, maybe they made the chips smaller? I don't know.
You think it's the entirety, or it's like a greatest hits compilation kind of thing? I assume there's missing content. But this is...
It says it comes in a 50% smaller box, yet still contains all the same material, thanks to the same efficient packing design used in their Undertow expansion.
Okay, well, there you go. That answers that. Everything's in there.
So it's everything. They might have changed some components, but it's everything, all of gameplay.
That's going to be a dense little box.
I hope you don't have to Tetris it, though. I hate when I have to do that. I'm like, fitting all these pieces in.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, the Catan World Championship. Is taking place in Columbus, Ohio during Origins. I guess it says as usual. That's when it normally happens, although there was there was Origins last year. I don't know if this happened there or not.
I don't think they have run it, I don't think, in the last couple of years.
Yeah, basically what happens is in the past, they have these seeding Catan things all over the United States. Then you go to, and this is for the United States and other countries, but in the United States, then you go to Columbus, and if you win there, then you go to Essen, and that's where the champions have always been.
Okay, but this time they're actually doing it in the United States at Origins.
No, this is still the national.
Oh, this is the national one. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and then the winner, the World Championships are actually taking place in Malta.
That's beautiful.
In November.
I'm going to enter this. I want to go to Malta.
Right.
I'm not going to win, but I'm going to enter.
Just to be there.
The current reigning champion,
the game so I can leave early.
Quetzal Hernandez is the current reigning champion. Will be in attendance to defend his title.
Nice.
Hernandez is what I'm talking about. Represent.
Wolfgang Warsh is re-releasing some of his games for kids. I'm actually very interested in this. They got Auction Clever, which is Ganshan Clever, but for kids, with cute symbols and stuff.
Cats and dogs.
There's very few roll and writes for kids. I think there's less than 5, honestly.
Yeah. Specifically targeted at kids.
Yes.
And it's such a good fit.
I agree.
It's a very, it really, there should be more. It seems obvious.
Yeah.
Despite what people think, kids' games do not sell particularly well unless you're in that market. Like Haba does really well, right?
Right.
You know, or if you're Hasbro or whatever.
Of course.
And people are buying your games. But like if you are a board game company, you're like, let's do a kids' game branch. It's really hard.
Yeah, very, very hard to pull off. Even sometimes family weight, but kids' games.
And you also know, and these are Schmidt. So this is in Germany where it's an easier market because these companies already have kids branches.
Does it make mention of any other company associated with Auction Clever? Probably not. Stronghold has been doing all the roll and writes with Schmidt.
So Quacks and Co. Quedlingberg is the other one. I stopped caring halfway through that sentence.
I just want to know if Stronghold was doing it. I've never heard of this one. Thank you.
I don't think that's out yet. If
No,
they
they didn't mention the
Okay,
U.S. publisher.
Thank you.
I thought you were like leading up, and you were actually asking a
Why are
real
you
question.
thanking this guy? Don't thank him. You crush him in the game. Keep crushing.
Crush.
I really want to try this Quacks and Co. with the kids. I'm hoping that's good because I love Quacks. So
Quacks is a great
There's
game.
a cute donkey on the cover. I want to play too.
you do.
And a sheep. And a sheep. I'll ride the sheep.
All right. Ariantis, which was made by Cranio Creations. It's a reprint of Leo Calavini's old game. What was the original that game called?
Oh, are you kidding me? You're gonna put me on the spot like this? Come on.
You don't mean the cloud game, the game.
No, this is an old
like this terrain.
game
You put terrain
where you
together.
move people around in a circle. It's very abstract. Well, I mean, it's Leo Calavini, so that's the same thing.
Come on, man. I don't remember.
I don't
I used to own it a decade.
This
and a
came from
half ago.
Cranio Creations. I played it. I found it to be very, very okay. Unfortunately, it's
Tom's review.
well,
Very okay.
well. Even back in the day,
Seal of okay.
I just pat it.
I'm Tom Vassal, and I have sealed this okay.
All right. Anyhow, Ariantis is coming.
Look
All
at
right.
a dangerous man with that hat on.
More kids stuff, I think. This sure looks like a kids game. Museum Suspects. This is from Phil Walker Harding and Blue Orange Game. Phil Walker Harding is like pumping out
Careless
10
Magnus.
games a year.
That's it. Careless Magnus.
Thank you, Careless Magnus. Thank you, Mikhail. Careless Magnus is the original game.
Yes.
Anyway, Museum Suspects. You're trying to figure out which of 16 suspects is the culprit, looking for clues. Some clues are more valuable.
Going from room to room.
It sounds fun, but it definitely looks like a kid's game.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like deduction games, and it's probably going to be a light deduction game.
All right. I don't know how to pronounce this. Anunnaki? Anunnaki, Dawn of Gods. This is a 4X Euro game. It's designed by the designer of Wendaki. Did you play Wendaki?
Wendaki, no.
I don't think I did either. But the designer is Simone Luciani. And he's great.
Okay.
What else has he done?
He's part of that. I'm going to mess up which games he's did because I always conflate them. But all the different, the T games like Teotihuacan, that group.
Okay.
And also the
He's
Marco
one of those
Polo.
like Italian designers that makes very.
I mix him up with
interesting Euro
Tassini
games.
sometimes, and I don't mean to do that. But he makes those Euro games you get points in all different
Constantly
directions.
tossing, throwing
That
shade
cover
at
is-
Italians.
That was not even close.
Gorgeous.
I think these are some of the greatest designers ever
Yeah.
Constantly tossing shade at
because they're
Italians.
Italian. They're great Italian designers from the great country of Italy, and most importantly, they're actually from there and own the culture. They're not
Like
pseudo-fake ones
pseudo-fake
born in New
Italians.
Jersey.
New York, but who's counting? But before we leave, we haven't talked about the cover on any of these things. Love this cover, and I feel like I
cover is
love,
gorgeous.
and I love the fact that this is a 4X game, Euro, with some heavy Euro mechanics. It sounds
Sounds great.
The
Well,
idea of this game sounds great.
Yeah.
Love this cover.
Yeah.
If Luciani's the
fire.
designer, it's not. It's a Euro game.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's a straight
heavy
Euro game
probably
for
a heavy
sure.
game,
But
yeah.
with 4X concepts, apparently.
Yeah, but it says it's coming to Kickstarter, so it's from Cranio Creations. So they've been pretty consistent on doing their Kickstarters a year or so after they do them. So
Okay.
next year.
Okay.
Legacy of You. Now I'm going to say here real quickly because Mike Delicio's not here. Mike says he loves this cover, and you said you like it too.
I like it. Yeah.
I particularly don't. I don't think the action pose of this guy looks good. It looks like a paper doll, and they move the arms. You know, like give a
Okay,
paper those
right.
dolls with those.
I get that. Yeah.
I don't. I think the water and all that looks cool. I just don't think that looks very good as an action pose.
No, I like it a lot, actually. The legacy of you in the center of his body is kind of annoying. But besides that, I think it's a nice piece of art.
I think it's
Very
very
nice.
well illustrated. I get that it does not move. It does not look like it has movement. Is what you're saying.
Yes. Now, that being said, I don't mind the art itself. The art on the cards looks good. This is from Garfield Games, and it is a This is a solo-only game.
Is this another? This is the roll and write kind of one? Because they have that Hadrian's Wall.
It's a non-linear campaign game.
Okay, I guess not.
You're defending your village.
I love this art.
It does not say, but I'm looking at those. There's those cards there. That does not look wrong, right? It looks like you're
Yeah.
getting resources.
I like the look. I like the look of this. A solo only game.
Now,
They don't make too many of those.
Traditionally, have not sold well solo-only games.
Sure.
So it'll be interesting to see how this
Yes,
does.
but Garfield Games have traditionally sold very well.
Yes,
I wonder if
yes.
this one's coming to Kickstarter. Yes, Kickstarter mid 2022. Like right now, their current game on Kickstarter, which is just expansions, is at $500,000.
Very well, yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
All right, Wreckland Run. This is coming from Renegade Games. This here is definitely a Mad Max style game. This is also coming to Kickstarter.
Also solo
Is this
game.
a solo game?
Yep.
It says Solo Hero
Yeah,
Series.
they've had some in the past
Really?
in this line. I forget what the previous one, at least one previous one, that had a Roman theme, I believe, like a gladiatorial theme, if I'm not mistaken. And I reviewed it a while ago, as you can tell. I don't recall it that well. I like this theme, though. This is a very cool-looking box. I like the action. This has motion and movement.
Yes.
No, yeah.
Right.
This looks like it looks like a page from a comic book, actually.
Yeah, and I like the whole Mad Max thing, whatever this is going to be. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
This seems like more my kind of solo game, because I assume it'll be a much simpler, smaller package.
We don't often talk about Kickstarter games or things coming to Kickstarter here on the channel. Sometimes we do, but we're talking about this Kickstarter game because it's blowing the doors off, and that's Marvel Zombies.
Yeah.
As of this, it's been up for less than 2 days right now. And let's see where it's at right now. I think it might be at 4 million by now. No, 3.7 million.
Unbelievable.
And that's not that much.
That's
nothing.
garbage. 2 days, and that's with a huge bunch. I mean, they got this Galactus figure that costs
$180 for that one figure.
Okay, let me ask you this: are you getting one?
I have not decided.
It would look so good in your new remodeled house.
It's funny because I actually don't own Zombicide. And
Okay.
It's a good game. This might be
The one.
the one thing.
Yeah.
And I think Zombicide's good. I just never, somebody else had it.
There's actually, so there's 2 games here, you realize. One's Marvel Zombies and one's Marvel Zombies...
X-Men Resistance.
X-Men Resistance. So one, you play the zombies. You
Right.
play Captain America's zombie
Right.
fighting S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and other people trying to stop you. And the other, you play the heroes fighting the zombies.
Right, then you play the X-Men, which is like my favorite part of all of Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Fighting them. All right, I'm backing. Put it in full thing. $400.
Why would I... Why? This isn't Wall Street.
Paula.
Bye.
Paula, just back it all in. $450.
All in.
Go for it. Thank you. All right, we're good.
Got it.
I love it. I love the snap and the pointing. Buy it.
It's like on my computer, I'm like, I'm not backing it for you.
Yes. I'll pay you back. Maybe.
Okay, I'll tell you the price later.
No, it is. In all seriousness, $180. How? And they don't show you how big it is, other than the boxes.
You realize
We have one
there's
out there.
one right out
No.
there you could go look at.
No, I didn't know you had one.
Yeah.
So it's about 16
about
inches.
right?
It's bigger
Oh,
than a
it's bigger.
Cthulhu. It's bigger than a
Because this
Cthulhu.
box is this
Yeah.
box a standard Ticket to Ride or bigger than Ticket to Ride?
Big.
It's bigger than
Okay,
Tickets
so
Right.
that thing is like 18 to 24. You were like saying it's like this big from the table
It's out
up.
there. You'll see it when we're done here.
I mean, that's big.
It's a big boy.
Anyway, it's doing really well.
And Galactus comes with 2 heads, which I think is hysterical.
Yeah, you can do
You
zombie
can put
face.
zombie Galactus or regular Galactus.
Yeah, we
How
got
can he be a-
we got a pre-production one, so ours is just normal, which I'm glad because I don't want zombie Galactus. I want normal Galactus.
How do
could
you
he
not
be-
want zombie Galactus?
I can't tell you how much I don't want zombie Galactus.
He
I'm not a
only
big
eats-
zombie guy.
He only eats living planets.
How many zombie
He won't
decorations?
need any like dead moons. It's got to have real
He's-
life.
okay, moving
I don't
on.
know.
Is there anything else?
No.
What do we got?
Oh yeah.
We have more.
Red Cliff Bay Mysteries. This is from Thames and Cosmos.
Okay.
This is, they announced 3 things, Catch the Moon and Correct. Red Cliff Bay Mysteries. You're working together to solve mysteries. You're going to move around, do clues. So it sounds, I think we like moved into the next phase after escape room games. We're now
guess
moving
that's what
into
this is.
solve a mystery. I'm starting to see more of those games pop up.
What did you guys think? What do you think of this cover?
I like it a lot, actually.
I like the idea.
I
I think it's a cool concept.
like
It's like picking up the curtain kind of thing, and you see the game or the world underneath.
Mm-hmm.
I think the artwork on the top half I don't love as much, but
Okay. Oh, here he comes.
I would not. Who got that down? That's a lot of work to put up and down.
All right.
what are you doing right
I
now?
don't know if
Okay, this
Roy
is-
could change. Wow, that thing is big. Yeah, well, are we
That's
selling?
bigger than you.
Are we selling? Are we selling their Kickstarter? Look, it's bigger than Z. You can't see Z anymore. That is astonishing. What the heck would I do with this thing?
You'd pay the same amount of money to get it painted.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, more.
Paint it.
Paint it. Paint it, Basil. Paint it for me. Thank you, Mike. That's
Have
awesome.
fun putting that
Appreciate
back.
Leave it
what
out.
Chris is for.
Leave it out for a little while. I want to look at it more. Okay, it's gonna make me buy it.
Yeah, okay.
Leave it out. He's ordering everybody around.
Snapping. Yeah,
Ordering
snapping.
everyone around Buonocore.
All right. Anyway, I would have picked a different character to be front and center.
I guess so, yeah. I like
That
the
guy-
concept.
I like the concept, but that guy, not that he looks like he doesn't care. He's like, whatever. He doesn't look like the guy trying to solve the mystery.
It's like Victorian.
He looks like the guy who was on the
steampunky
beach.
Looking. Yeah.
I
like
was
it.
on the beach and found the body before the NCIS
Yes,
credits
yes.
roll.
He's the guy who at the beginning you're like, he's going to either be the murdered or
just
find the body.
the body, yeah.
He found the body.
He
Okay.
found the body, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. All right.
I like the idea, though. I do like these kinds of games. Cosmos does good work.
And they do very good work with this.
Yeah.
The Op tends to make a lot of IP-related games, but this is not one of those. This is Mountains Out of Molehills, which, come to think of it, I think is odd that has not been a title of a game before.
Nope, has not.
It looks cool. It's a 3D strategy game. It looks like an abstract game to some degree, and you're trying to get the most points from having molehills. Molehills push things up. I like the concept. I hope it's good. This is the kind of game that attracts me, a 3D game.
Yeah.
As long as I can fit my hand in, which it looks like I
Yeah, it
can.
kind of looks like that Colors one.
Holy.
Holy, yes. HOLI.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
the
it had
Indians, the Indian ceremony of
Yeah, it had the
holiday.
colors falling, you know. You throw some, yeah, it looks like that.
Looks cool.
All right, and finally, to very critical acclaim, Osprey's been doing very well with Undaunted. Now they have Undaunted Stalingrad. They first had Undaunted Normandy, then Undaunted North Africa. So this is the third one. Then they had an expansion that expanded both of those. Now this is the third one here. This one says it's taking place in a scale unlike the first two. So this is 1942, and it's a standalone game, so you don't need the other ones. So if you've never played Undaunted, it's a deck-building tactical game where you have a few guys fighting some others, but you do so by building a deck of cards.
Multiplayer? I mean, more than two?
It's normally for two.
The other ones were for two. I guess you could split it and say let's play 2v2, but I think they're just.
It's a two-player
one
game.
Yeah, it's a
I
two-player
think
game.
so, yeah.
You're trying
I really
to beat
like
the other person on the
Undaunted.
battlefield.
It's a really good game.
I've never played.
Yeah, I haven't played any of these yet either.
It's a good combination of deck building because it's not really about. It's not. Deck building is like a side mechanism. It's more about maneuvering your
Okay, I
things.
like
But
that.
the number of cards that are in the deck is kind of your life. Every time you take a shot, that card comes out of the deck, which makes you less maneuverable with that character, which is a nice simulation of, oh, I got shot. You know, I'm almost dead. I think it works really well. So,
Very cool.
alrighty, that's the news. Let's go to some more contributors.
Hey Alberto,
Dai, incredibile ragazzi, senti,
just wanted to see if you wanted
allora,
to.
non ci vediamo mai, ma possiamo fare un gioco una volta, un gioco da tavola, un gioco di carte, un gioco di ruolo, quello che ti pare, ma cerchiamo di vederci una volta.
What?
Sei sempre in giro, non ci vediamo
Sorry.
mai. Dai, cerchiamo di vederci, prendiamo, facciamo un qualsiasi tipo di gioco.
What language are you?
Dai, senti, facciamo un gioco insieme.
You know what? I know what language you'll understand. Do you want to play Villages?
Villages? Ha, of course, yes! Come over!
Villages is a little jewel in which players compete to create the best villages. To create a village, you need to put down cards, at least 3 cards of the same color. Players alternate turns also fighting each other, trying to steal cards from your opponent's villages and adding them to yours or destroying them. And when a player runs out of card, the round is over. At the end of 3 rounds, the game is over. And the player with the most number of coins win the game. You get coins based on the cards, the coin value in your cards in your village, minus the coin value in your cards in your hand and discard pile. Crazy Car, how do you win this game?
You want to get rid of your hand as soon as possible, either by...
Because you get 10 extra points every time, too, if you're the first one to get out of the game. Yep.
Correct. And you can only play one village at a time on your turn, but you are able to gift cards to your opponent, too. You do give them points, but if they get caught with cards in their hands, that's all has to be subtracted for negative points. And otherwise, you want to have, for battles, cards out of your hand that are not in your village. They're called higher units. The cards like the wizard has power of 4. And
Woo, baby!
Very easy to win battles with the power of 4.
Thank you, Crazy Car. Villages. You're not thanking. I'm thanking you like, hello. All right. Thank you.
Okay, you gotta say go.
Hello Proti here, your Romanian content creator, and today I will continue my series where I will talk about a specific part of a game. And today we will talk about Istanbul. In Istanbul you have a grid of locations and you can travel or go with your trader and drop assistance or pick up your assistant if there is already an assistant there in that location, because this is the only way to trigger the actions of those locations, by picking up or leaving an assistant. And then what you have to do is travel on that market, on that grid, trigger the different actions so that you get either sufficient money or make some special things or get the specific goods, so you can trade them into rupees. And when you have or one of the players has the maximum or the necessary number of rupees, triggers the end game, a final round, and the person with the most rupees wins the game. So this game is a classic, but I really like it and I find it interesting because you can go in different directions and different strategies. And I find interesting location that I want to talk about is the postal office, which looks pretty generic. You will have 4 cubes on different spots here, which makes you see just 4 of the goods present here and money and so on and so forth. And after every activation you have to move one of the cubes down and you have other 4 things, let's say, which you can get. And this is interesting because it looks like, I just get 1 good of that and some money and so on. But this can make the difference, because if you go to a location where you can get the red resource, you get maximum of that resource, not anything more. And then I find it's really interesting and easy and not risky. You know exactly, I go to that location, I get some money and 2 goods, which can help you either to sell something on the market or maybe get a ruby or maybe get sufficient money to go and make an upgrade to the cart. So I think it's a location which looks pretty easy, but it can help you. It can give you the small difference that you still need without going in other locations to get the maximum of a good or something like that. So I find this a location that has to be taken in consideration in this game. So this is what I wanted to talk about in Istanbul. Have a nice breakfast.
We're back. All right. We're going to be off air for about 18 minutes and be back with a live Q&A about the Dice Tower Cruise.
Awesome.
And while you're doing that, why don't you swing over to DicetowerKickstarter.com and check out our page. We added another promo. We have some new Dice Towers, and we might just go to Essen this year.
Have a booth there.
And have a booth?
That's what we're talking.
Not just go? Ooh, that's pretty nice.
Have a presence there. Is that
have a presence there, yes. Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be there, okay? Get me there. I want to go back. It's a gorgeous place.
By the way, I have to pay my own way. He doesn't pay for me.
We'll wave at you, though.
Buy a ticket.
Get a ticket.
All right, folks, thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Stephen Buonocore.
Have fun with Galactus.